definitely got bit. Tarpon right there.
You fished pinfish and caught these tarpon, and now you're switching to lures, and you're not drifting pinfish back.
There he is.
Got him? Nice job! Woo! Dude, they like the lures.
I love the feeling of a tarpon eating a lure like that.
Yeah, baby! Nice job, dude.
Big fish.
Fishing back there is, you got lots of different options.
Oh, look at him jumping. Whoa! Blacktip. Wow.
Strong.
Yeah, that's my favorite shark by far.
Oh! Yeah!
Come on, come on. Oh! He ate it. He ate it. He ate it. Nice, baby. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I thought you said you had
I got him. Relax.
Oh, dude, he just ripped my boat off. Oh! Awesome. Look at that big boy. Woo!
The Hawks Cay Saltwater Experience, presented by Yellowfin, with Captain Tom Rowland and Captain Rich Tudor.
All right, let's just glass around a little bit. Maybe we see one roll.
Pretty nice morning.
Yeah. Out here early, there's been a few tarpon cruising around.
Yeah.
A couple of these spots are similar to those channels you've taken me to in Key West. I'll take you up in there and show you where I know, you know, just like you did in Key West. You're like, all right, they stay here and here.
I'm not really seeing anything.
All right, well, let's jump up and we'll run down here and check this next spot.
Okay.
It's a nice thing about the binoculars. You can get a quick look and see if they're there or not.
We left in the dark from up in Key Largo and, you know, ran back through the bay and, you know, we got out to where the tarpon were at. It was, you know, early morning. I mean, the sun was had risen above the horizon. Light was just cracking. I mean, the perfect time. I mean, I know this is your alive time when you love it that morning, and we were there. And I was looking forward to this because I've fished this area so many times unsuccessfully. I've seen these tarpon, but the day, you know, you've taught me the stuff in Key West where you're fishing these channels, and I mean, with your confidence and knowing where these fish were, I was figuring we could figure something out.
If there are fish there and they're gonna show and you're there in the early morning, you got a pretty good chance of figuring something out. We got a live well full of pinfish. We've got a tackle box full of lures. We've got soft plastics, hard baits. We've got everything. There's a pretty good chance we're gonna get something figured out.
Dolphins right here, coming right by the boat.
Right there would be enough to make somebody's day. First time you bring them to the Everglades, have a school of dolphin come right at them like that. I know it would make my daughter's day. Bet they could tell us where the tarpon are.
I think they're in here eating the same thing the tarpon are.
Dolphins everywhere. Right there too, and right there. I bet we can mark those dolphin real good on the active target. Jay, what do you got?
I don't know.
Ooh, that could be him. Seems kind of right, doesn't it?
That big hole in the water right behind me. Big hole, definitely a tarpon bust right there. Big hole in the water. I don't have a tarpon, but see it?
Yeah. What do you got, Jack?
Not sure. Kind of fighting like a jack, maybe a little shark or jack. Oh, look at him jumping, whoa! Blacktip, wow.
Good
Just
start.
jump like a tarpon.
Kind of like a tarpon.
I like it when the blacktips jump like that.
He help you out there.
Yeah, cool little guy. That's a good fighter.
Well, there's a lot of life in here, that's for sure. All those dolphin, sharks, saw some sort of bust that looked like a tarpon. There's a lot of weeds in here. I don't know if we're gonna be able to catch them on the lure or not.
Yeah, maybe just do the pinfish thing. That's what, I've never really done that. I just committed to it, but after watching the way you guys did in Key West, it really made me feel like we could do it in here.
Athletic fish right here. Small but strong.
Yeah, that's my favorite shark by far, the blacktips. I like those.
Good start. Good start.
So there's a little channel that drains right there. It's a big giant tarpon roll, just freaking huge. You got your lure? Straight towards the right tip of the island, going that way. Right down the edge of the channel.
How many feet?
As far as you can throw it. Just keep throwing towards that little island as far as you can. That was better have some heavy leader on. That was a big fish. This is what they do. I guess they come right up this edge once it starts. And they're not showing much, but they're eating. I think if we could just get something in front of them.
To get more information and purchase the gear that we're using on the show, scan the QR code.
The Hawks Cay Saltwater Experience, presented by Yellowfin, is brought to you by Hawks Cay Resort and Marina. Find what lures you. Lowrance, America's #1 fish finder. Waypoint, the destination for outdoor entertainment. Mercury, go boldly. Ameritrail Trailers. Daiwa. Power Pole. And by Reflex.
The Laura Quinn Wild Bird Sanctuary is open to visitors 365 days a year from sunrise to sunset. We're located on Key Largo, and we have over 40 non-releasable birds that you can come visit. The property itself is located on a 7-acre conservation easement. The Bird Center was founded back in 1988 by Laura Quinn. She was really a steward for helping out these injured birds. There was no other resource for them to go. It's a great place to watch the sunset, and it backs right up to Everglades National Park. Our goal here is to identify birds in the wild that might have injuries or be sick, and we'll bring them over to our hospital, and our goal is to rehabilitate them, provide medical care, and send them out back into the wild. For those of birds that can't be released back into the wild, we have a sanctuary, and they go on display, and they're able to live out their lives here as ambassadors for their species, and the public are able to come and visit the birds. At this time, we have about 40 non-releasable residents here at the sanctuary, but over the span of a year, we take in about an average of 1,000 birds from our hospital. Injured birds, when they're out in the wild, we usually rely on the public to give us a call and let us know that they're there. It's a beautiful day because we get to return these 2 royal terns back into the wild. One of them was found in Key Largo. It was emaciated and had some neurological signs. They'll spend anywhere from just a few days if they're lucky to upwards of 6 months in our hospital, depending on the extent of their injuries. And then the last step in the rehabilitation process is the best one, which is release. 3, 2, 1. It's very exciting when we can send a bird back into the wild. So that's ultimately our goal.
We're getting weeded up every time I'm throwing that out there. We got the bite on the lure right away, but not able to get through the grass. I've got some other hooks in here that can rig this weedless.
Yeah, I can't pull a lure against it. That's what. Sometimes I'll sweep it with the current, but the weeds are so bad. It's definitely a challenge.
Giant hook like that with a little weight on the front of them. We can rig this weedless. A big problem in that channel for both the pinfish and the lure was the weeds. I saw sargassum weed in there, lots of turtle grass, other kind of grass that is just free floating down through there. There he is. Definitely got bit. Tarpon right there. Weeds just killing us, man. So when you throw out there and you're throwing down tide and bringing it back up the tide, your line is catching every piece of grass there and it's going right down your line, right to your lure. There he is, blacktip. Blacktip. Blacktips like those pinfish.
Yeah, they do.
If they eat them, the tarpon will eat them too.
Well, I was determined to try to, use these pinfish, and I was floating those back on with a cork and a pinfish down about 4 or 5 feet.
These are fun. I like the way they jump.
Yeah, definitely. They're great practice for tarpon, for people that have not caught a tarpon before, if we come at a different time of the year,
Or for people that don't want to be patient enough to catch 1 or 2.
You were going through the tackle box, you were raiding everything, you were opening hatches, throwing everything. I mean, you were looking for something.
Did he come off?
He came off and I'm tangled with the other rod.
And you finally found it, and you put on one of these you know, swim bait looking things.
Well, when I did land and got about 5 turns of the reel without weeds on it, I got hit.
Yep.
And sure enough, man, you didn't make a half dozen casts.
There he is. You got me. There he is.
And also
Got him.
Wham!
Nice job! Woo! Man. Dude, they like the lures.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they do.
You get in front of them, they're eating it.
You hook into this fish, and this giant friggin' tarpon comes jumping out of the water. You know, I was like, whoa!
You're out fishing me. And the lures to the pinfish, I'm going lure.
Definitely a good bite. Sure would have liked to have kept him on there.
See that? One just rolled.
There he is.
You got him? Yeah, baby! Nice job, dude.
That's him.
Nice job.
Get that big hook in that thing.
I'm gonna go after him.
Big fish. Big fish.
Still on?
I don't know. I think he got off.
Dang.
Big fish, see if he deployed that hook. Wow. Never have I seen that happen before.
What happened?
Broke the hook. Broke the wire on this bull tech thing. Broke the wire.
Wow.
We've chased these fish around. We've gotten bites, but you know, it did kind of feel like the sun was getting up and the fish were becoming less active and harder for us to find. Probably time for us to go try something else. Surprised you didn't get a bite on the pinfish though.
I'm pretty sure I had one.
Yeah.
When we saw him rolling, I got it in the right spot. But I don't think I was fishing it right. I think you know, hearing where you were getting the bites a little deeper, I think I would have done it a little differently.
I was thinking, all right, well, we could run up here, you know, up towards the mainland, and there were some areas where I know the mullet had been, you know, starting to come in, and the tarpon are starting to chase these mullet and hammer those, and I figured, well, if he can hook them on the lures here, maybe we'll go try that up there.
Why don't we go up here and see if we can't find these tarpon? We were in here a while back and found those fish up in this creek.
Yeah. That day we caught the Goliaths and the sharks. There were tons of tarpon in there.
Current's still running too hard in there because all that water's funneling out. It takes longer, but the tide's perfect right here. It's not too strong. We're kind of at the switch of the tide, so this should be good for about an hour here. And then when
we should be able to catch all kinds of stuff.
There he is. Big snook. Nice snook.
It's a who?
A snook.
Snook.
Nice.
Tell you what, I'm not reaching in this water for him. And he's off.
Nice.
That is a safer release.
There you go.
Throw it back in there, catch another one. I try this.
There he is, tarpon.
Dang, boy.
Maybe. I didn't see it for sure, but it kind of acted like one.
Oh, shark. Here's something. Nope. That's.
Oh, wow, look at that blacktip. Go, he's going crazy. Whoa, look at him going crazy. Wow.
Good fun on the blacktips.
Wow. Huh. There he goes.
And that's it, huh?
Wow. Did you get bit too?
No.
Dude, that was crazy.
Blacktips are good, man. Been following us around all day.
Scan the QR code to get more information and purchase the gear that we're using on this show.
You know, over the years, the boats have become more and more complex, and the Lowrance system that we use is really the brain of the boat. And this displays way, way more today than just the chart and the sonar like we used to use it for. And let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. I've got my charting, my sonar, side scan, down scan. I've got radar on this boat. And then I also have all of my mercury engine data, active target, and then other data on this that I can choose to display in so many different ways. There's also this button here, which is called C-Zone. In C-Zone, if I click that, I can see everything that is on the boat, whether it's on or it's off. With this being the brain of the boat and having so many different things that I want to display in different ways, I can go to this button right here. I'm going to see that they've already have some preset split screens that I can choose from. And there's a little button right here where I can make my own. Click that and I have all of the different things that I can add to this screen over here. I want to see my engine data, being the fuel that I'm using and how much I have left. And then I also want to see how much trolling motor battery I have left. I'm going to take the Mercury engine icon and just slide it over there. And I'm going to take my instrument and I'm going to slide it over here. And now I have Mercury and my instruments. If I hit save, I know that this boat is perfectly ready to fish tomorrow. I've got 72 gallons of gas and my battery is 100% charged. You can display actually more than just two things. You could say, I want down scan, side scan, active target, and sonar. So now I have all four of those and I'm gonna be able to see that's all my fish spotting technology on one screen here. There's another way that I can display things, and that is from the data overlay, and that's this amount of information that I have here. If I want to go and add more data, I can add any of this data that I want to this sidebar. The Lowrance HDS system is super user-friendly. It shouldn't be intimidating to anyone. You've got all this different data, and you can display it any which way you want.
The Hawks Cay Saltwater Experience, presented by Yellowfin, is brought to you by Yellowfin, live deeper. Hook. Tackle Direct, the world's premier fishing outfitter. Yeti, built for the wild. Key Largo, come as you are. Live Water Sports. Golden Boat Lifts. Power Pole Move. And by Nikon.
Thanks for watching Saltwater Experience. If you want to see more seasons of Saltwater Experience, go to waypointtv.com, or you can check us out on YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook.
You got to say, though, that the Everglades is like one of the most beautiful places. It's an inhospitable place. It's not very friendly, but beautiful.
I wonder how many crocodiles are down here. Oh, there he is. Took the split shot off, first cast. I was thinking that maybe they're feeling the surface activity.
Yeah. We went right to a place where we've seen tarpon before, in one of these kind of smaller creeks, and we go up there, and sure enough, they're in there. There you go. That's the big fella, all right.
Well, have a hook still.
We got an interesting scenario here. They went over to this other shoreline, and we fished that out where it was in a little shadow, and the current wasn't too strong there.
Oh, there he is.
You got him?
Yep.
Nice job, buddy. Nice job.
Come on, don't come off.
He's going.
Oh, he came off.
Oh, for how many?
Oh, for a lot, man.
Oh, there they are.
I think that's tarpon.
Yeah, let's go over there.
What I liked about that spot is no weeds.
Look at all that we're marking there.
Felt like the lures could work even better there. There he is.
Yeah,
oh,
baby.
Dang.
Nice.
Come on. They are just not sticking, man. You're getting the bites, and the bites are amazing.
You are
amazing
getting
bites.
the bites. Oh, look at that one. What did that do?
Well, I'll tell you what, tarpon are tough up here.
You should look at your arsenal. We have a broken wire. One bent the hook out, and then that one just friggin' crushed your entire lure in half.
It's a shame too, because the hook was good. And it just ripped the wire right out of it. It was a big fish. Well, when they bite these lures, it is an awesome bite. Be careful, I'll throw it right up into the bushes now.
We wanted you.
Get a little closer.
I try to anchor it, but it won't.
Oh, there he is. Oh, come on, man. That was a good bite.
Unbelievable.
Really good bite.
Man, you're getting a lot of bites.
Some days we catch a lot, and some days we get a lot of bites. Today was the day we got a lot of bites. I was happy with it though, because you know, I learned a little bit about fishing up here for sure. You're getting so many sharks that if you go to the lure, you're not getting as many bites, but you're getting the bite from the fish that you're looking for, and you know, that was pretty cool. I've not fished lures in a little creek like that. That was pretty cool. I consider it a success, man. I think it was really good.
That was fun.
Back to Key Largo.